Hey, what's going on, people? This is your old pal CHH, and we've got some physical media news and things I definitely want to talk about with you guys. So, we're going to do that today. There's actually some stuff in here that, I actually pray to God is not true. I really do pray to God it's not true. If you'll remember, the last time we did one of these, it looked like, Terminator is going to be coming out this year, and it still looks like that. All the physical media people that are kind of in the know and have these scoopers are still saying the same thing. That's supposed to come out presumably this summer. And I mean, I think we all would agree that would be nice. The sad thing though is, you know, I haven't gotten my Cameron 4Ks for the Abyss, Aliens, and True Lies, but people are saying that True Lies really does look bad, which is a bummer. But it's just like, am I picking it up still? Of course, because all I have it on is Laserdisc or a DVD, you know? So, I mean, it's still going to be an upgrade. It's just not going to be a great 4K, I guess. I haven't heard much about Aliens or The Abyss, but I try not to watch too many reviews on stuff, considering I do them myself, not because I think my opinion's better than anybody else's, but because I really don't want to have a whole lot of preconceived notions and try to be looking for stuff, I guess, when I'm going to get ready to review it. I like to go into it with a completely clean slate mind-wise. So, but it's hard to ignore, quite frankly, what people are saying about True Lies. If anybody can comment on that down below, if they have it or have dealt with it yet, please let me know. Or you can drop it below to let people know too, because obviously I'm not doing a review that's going to be super timely, although a lot of people still haven't gotten it yet. So there's that. But guys, let's get started. Here's some stuff that was announced that I'm super excited about. We'll start with number one. We're talking David Lynch for a second. So one of the big things that I think is really cool from Criterion is how they do have a vast majority of David Lynch's library. And if you ask me what's one of his best movies, Blue Velvet has to be up there. Kyle MacLachlan. You've also got Dennis Hopper as the villain, right? And this is the famous Pabst Blue Ribbon line in the movie. He plays a really crazed human being in this movie. Dennis Hopper's very uncomfortable to watch in this movie. And that's saying a lot, because Dennis Hopper is one of those actors that you just kind of like freak out watching because he's so nuts. I don't know. But yeah, super excited. Super excited about this. I don't have a whole lot of David Lynch on 4K, but everything I do have from him that is on 4K looks insane. Just absolutely insane. So this I'm excited for. I actually can't wait to get this. Blue Velvet is a very linear, more or less, David Lynch film for those that don't like the weirdness that he kind of does in movies or the ambiguity. But Blue Velvet's pretty straightforward. So I think people that haven't dove into much David Lynch, if you're wanting to, even though I wouldn't call myself an expert, I do think you can't go wrong with Blue Velvet. Is it a horror film? Yes and no, I guess. It kind of feels like one. The subject matter is not necessarily horrific, but it is a nail biter, I guess, and it's just like a really good movie. Just a really good movie. I love Blue Velvet to death. So we got that. Very excited about that. Another Criterion announcement that I'm actually excited about is this right here, man. We're getting Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas on 4K. This is another movie I don't own at all. I have seen the film. What happened was I heard of this movie, but I never really looked much into it. And I was watching Cinemassacre one day, and James did a review of this movie with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, and I was like, oh, now I just got to see this movie. And I loved it. It's one of those movies. I don't know if it's for everybody. I think you either love it or you hate it. I love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but it's definitely a movie I recommend you checking out before buying it if you have not seen it before, obviously, because it's one of those chord striking films, I think. So I love it though. So if you trust me, go for it. But if not, I do recommend checking it out. So yeah, I mean, I got a pretty good response from my Criterion video I was doing. There's so many great minds that I can learn from when it comes to Criterion. And people were saying, Christian, check this out. Go pick this up. Trust me, grab that. So I've added a few things to my, my wish list to kind of look over in the next couple months when I can pick them up and look into some of these movies. So Criterion, if you're a Criterion expert, definitely let people know down below some other titles you think they should grab. But yeah, this is I've never hit it or made any bones about it. I know a lot about Scream Factory. I'm pretty good with Arrow and Severin and all those horror-esque physical media companies. But Criterion, I'm still learning. Excuse me. But obviously, a film like this, I've heard. Very excited. I'm very excited that they got this. So Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is coming. What else we have? I was really excited about this. One of the big things that has me real pumped up is let me see if I can find it. I'll have to pull up Dawn of the Discs. All right, so take this for what you will. I mean, I always get some comments like, I don't like that guy. I don't trust that guy. Look, I'm not trying to like go out to dinner with this guy, but the physical media president, aka the Disc Father, is reporting that let me see if he put like a release date on here. He's saying the release date is 6/11/24. So I obviously this guy is pretty. This is his alias. He doesn't really go. Nobody really knows who physical media president is, aka Disc Father. I've seen this guy be right a lot, for what it's worth, and this guy is saying that it looks like on what is that? June 11th, 2024. It's going to be a Rocky 1 through 6 4K collection, which I did not grab the 1 through 4 collection because I was just like, since when did not releasing Rocky 5 become a good idea for a 4K collection? Like, what sense does that make? That's so stupid. So I really do hope this is legit. Obviously, this isn't the artwork. This is just some image I think he got online. But if it's going to be 1 through 6, I anticipate it would have that Rocky vs. Drago cut, which, to be honest with you guys, I don't like that much. I just prefer the classic video montage cut of 4, the theatrical cut. So if this comes out on 6/11, I'm gonna be super excited. Obviously, we're gonna find out about this soon if it's real, because we're already in March, April. We're gonna be hearing about this soon, and this is supposed to be coming out from Warner Brothers, which is interesting because I want to say the first movie was like, I thought the movies were MGM, unless there was a buyout or Amazon. Excuse me, Amazon bought MGM, didn't they? I don't know. Everybody's buying everybody out. It's crazy. The world is going to be owned by Amazon one day. But anyway, this is what it's saying. I pray to God this is legit. Like I said, take it for what you will. I've seen this guy be right a lot of times and call stuff. So, there you go. It is what it is. But this is really cool. So for Vestron Video, they've announced more Steelbooks. Now, when it comes to this, I think some people are going to be like, all right, I'm sick of this and I'm ready to get new releases. To those people, I say, I definitely hear you. And I'm sure they have announcements coming of new stuff. This is good for me because for both of these, right? Because number one, The Gate, I think looks great. It's also one of my favorite Vestron movies, as well as one of my favorite movies that they've done. Vestron's put out and as well. I mean, The Gate is a classic. It's a hidden gem, and it's a movie I've bought multiple times, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Lair of the White Worm, I never bought that Vestron video release, so I didn't have it. So this is my chance to own it for the first time. And it's funny, I just did this big video about slipcovers. And my thing was, if it was a new title that was $10, like they put out $10-12, I wouldn't care. But these old titles, for some reason, they costed more. They costed a lot more back then during this era of Vestron, the first 15-20. And the price on those really haven't dropped. And so if I'm going to pay the prices of what Vestrons used to be, I'd hate to get it without it, because it would also be the only one in my Vestron collection that wouldn't have one. So that would stick out like a sore thumb. But getting it on Steelbook, I'm totally fine with. I got to be honest, I'm in love with the gate artwork. I like the Lair of the White Worm one. I don't think it's good. I shouldn't even say that. It's good. I actually think that their Steelbooks are some of the cooler ones that they've done. I really like the My Pet Monster one. Or not My Pet Monster, Little Monsters. But that gate takes the cake. That's great. And the release date on those, let's see, May 14th. So these are Walmart as well. These will be at Walmart. Walmart exclusives. So Walmart seems to be doing a lot of deals with Lionsgate and Vestron. So we're going to be getting a lot of great, cheap, or reasonably priced Steelbooks from Walmart, as long as they're Lionsgate release stuff. $20 should be the cap limit for these kinds of releases, and I think they are. You know, the bigger studios, when they put out their 4Ks, good God, some of them are $34.99, $32.99, that sort of thing. But the cool thing about the Lionsgate stuff is it's reasonably priced, very reasonably priced. So if you're somebody that's like, I hate to double dip, but I kind of want them. I mean, on the bright side, these are not gonna. You don't have to, sell your car to get the Vestron Steelbooks. But some people could be at a crossroads, because if you've been keeping up with all the singular releases or the slipcover releases, you may not want to get into this. It just depends on what you want to do, man. It's your decision. In terms of new features, they typically, I don't think they do. I think it's simply just they're put them out as Steelbooks. So we got the Lair of the White Worm and the Gate. But what's exciting is if they do Return of the Living Dead 3, right? I think that would be really cool if they did that. And they need to do Waxwork 1 and 2, because they released that as a double pack. That would be fantastic. I know if they did Chopping Mall, people would lose their minds. And I agree, it would be really cool. So Chopping Mall could be one that they're all going to want to put out, So I look forward to what they do. But this is actually a really good lineup of Steelbooks from Vestron that's coming out. Lair of the White Worm and the Gate. Like I said, the artwork in the Gate is just sensational. So great job on that. And I actually need to pull up Dawn of the Disc. All right, guys. So right here, Dawn of the Discs has shown that on 5/28, there's going to be a 4K release of the 89 Batman, which I'm the pickiest superhero movie fan in the world. When I say fan, it basically means I like 4 of these movies, right? This is one of them, the 89 Batman. This is getting a 4K Steelbook, and that's coming out on May 28th. Apparently, it's already up for pre-order. So, pretty good. I think of how nice it would have been if they would just given us a black Steelbook with the gold Batman logo, like from the theatrical poster. It's like we live in this world of nostalgia, right? We really do. Vinyl's back. 80s clothes are back. Everything's back. But we don't release the artwork for these movies. We don't put the artwork, the classic artwork that people would love on these. I don't understand that. But I don't have any Batman stuff on 4K besides The Batman, which you can get at Walmart, by the way. And this is one I want. I'm going to grab this. I'm not in love with the artwork, to be honest with you, but I do love Michael Keaton and Tim Burton and Jack Nicholson. So that's coming out on 5/28, guys. Now, it is time now for what is potentially some horrible news. I pray to God this is not legit, guys. I really do. So the interesting thing is it didn't look like Physical Media President shared this on Instagram. I don't know why, but for what it's worth, they have put on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you call it, coming to 4K via Warner tentatively in September, starring Jackie Earle Haley and Rooney Mara, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. If the first Elm Street film to come out in super high definition 4K is the remake, it's going to be so, that is beyond bittersweet. But the interesting thing is this: what if they put this out to test the market? Warner Brothers, right? What if they do this, and by testing the market, they put out the remake to see if people would buy that, and nobody wants to buy it because it's the remake, and then they're like, oh well. Like, could you imagine if we have another Rings situation on our hands? Like, could you imagine that? The people would riot. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when Rings came out, Paramount used that movie as a temperature check to see how popular horror could be, or horror was at the time. And that was a factor in not redoing a Friday the 13th movie in 2016, 2017, whenever that movie came out. If this is the same kind of situation, but in physical media form, I'm going to blow my stack. I don't think I could even enjoy this movie in 4K if it came out first. Even if it was a good 4K, I don't even think I could enjoy it. I'd be so sad. I actually hope this isn't true and it's the first movie. But we'll see, guys. We will see. So I pray this isn't real. So, like I said, they only posted this to X. I don't think they posted it to Instagram, unless it got deleted or I looked over it. But this is where I saw it, and this is where I got tagged in it. So, I don't know, guys. We'll see. I'll obviously keep you posted on that. I've shared some updates on the Elm Street releases, and some of them look pretty good. And, you know, you don't hear much after that, but this is where we're at, guys. So, I'm going to leave it right here with the updates for physical media and stuff coming out, guys. Like I said, Terminator should be coming out this summer, but it's hard to get excited for that when everybody's upset about the way these Cameron 4Ks look. But it's the Terminator, so it's hard not to just naturally get excited. Then you've got the idea that maybe the Elm Street remake could be the first movie to come out in 4K, which is just a cruel joke. Very cruel joke. But Vestron's doing good. And, you know, we've got some good stuff. And it looks like we could have Rocky coming, which would be sensational. So, guys, that is the news for right now. Anything new that comes out, I will be sure to let you guys know. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. This is your good old pal, CHH. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.